What's up guys, Max here, and today we're going to be talking about why I am deciding to go with Kitty Pryde for my rank 5. We're going to be ranking her up. No gameplay, but more of a long-winded conversation on why I decided to go with Kitty Pryde as opposed to these other champions or anything else that's not even rank 4 that I can take to rank 4 and then rank 5 with the gem. Now, reason why I decided to go Kitty Pryde is just she's a phenomenal attacker. With a little bit more time and skill in using Kitty Pryde, she really performs well. For questing, she really performs well in Battlegrounds as well. Most of the times you don't see Kitty Pryde being added to the deck, as she is slightly, not necessarily the best option sometimes for as an attacker. She can kind of be sometimes tricky if not played right, or if something goes off, which can happen in Battlegrounds as a defender. So she can get somebody maybe a little bit off guard with possibly the additional health pool. Maybe that helps, but even a rank 4 Kitty on defense might get somebody. I've placed her on defense a few times and turns out we've gotten a win because they either forgot or dashed in or tried to intercept while she was phasing. So overall, sometimes a tricky and can get a player off guard when using Kitty Pryde and putting her as a defender. But the reason why you put her in a deck is not for defense, it's for offense. It's for that purpose of hitting hard on her special 1 incinerate damages and her special 2 just freaking annihilating the opponent. So we're going Kitty Pryde because of this decision, but that is not the only decision, because you can say, hey Max, well, there's an argument you can make about Storm, about Bishop, and even Domino as an attacker. And as defenders, I think Domino is the best defender that you have inside your rank 4s, and followed with possibly Storm and Bishop as they glance, as they're just sometimes throw a special 1 Bishop when he shouldn't. He should be working his way to a special 2. So there's reasons why, if you're talking about Battlegrounds, Max, you should be looking at other champions. Well, that is not the only reason why I'm deciding to rank up Kitty Pryde. There, as you guys know, for the longest I've been focused my account on prestige and also completing content. Like a little bit on, I might not be like the best player out there, I might not be like the first to get it done, but I am within that like top 1% or 10% of players out there that decide to go and tackle the difficult content right away. Again, like when content comes out, like Karina's challenges just came out, I saw the rank up 4 to 5 gem. I told myself, hey, as a competitive player, I do want to go out there and get it because it benefits my account and it benefits the group of players that I play with, which is my alliance. I went in there and knocked it out within less than 48 hours, like maybe just 30 hours of the content being released. I was in there and it was 100% done. Karina's challenge, all done. Now the Eternity of Pain, we don't talk about that. There's still time for that. But Karina's challenges, which are the most difficult and tricky, have been completed. And since they got completed, now it's been a few days. And the whole purpose of that was to get the gem, take the champion, and be a little bit more competitive for my prestige and for my battleground situation. But what ended up happening is we got a mutant gem, which I said it too prior to completing content. As I was completing content, you know, questions came out on chat saying, hey Max, who are you going for? Like, what gem are you going for? I did, in one of the streams, I did a breakdown of all the champions that I would love. When I came to the mutant class and I showed these rank 4s, I said, you know what, I don't even want to talk about these, let's just skip it, because there was nothing in there that I personally care for to rank up. Okay, and turns out that we end up with a rank 4 to 5 mutant gem, just the way that the world sometimes turns out, right? So with what we're presented, we got to make our best choice, and ultimately Kitty Pryde is the my decision maker. She's going to be my girl that goes to rank 5, my first rank 5. I can't wait to again be more proficient, synergizer for questing, and also better usage of her in Battlegrounds. There is definitely ways to use her where you're maximizing her damage, her output as an attacker, you know. But just to give you some thinking and what really went in the back end because what you saw in the streams was a lot of undecisiveness, looking at Aunt May, looking at these champions, looking at health pools, looking at attack ratings, looking at prestige. Guys, I think one of the longest decisions, maybe not longest, but I'm sure somebody out there is probably going to take even longer to decide on what they want to do for their 4 to 5 gem, or even hold off on it. But it has taken me quite a long time to figure out who I want to take up to 5. Now, let me give you what I've done. Apocalypse, I went and looked into him, and I looked into his health pools, really nice. At 5, very comparable to a lot of the 4 champions, making him very tanky. As an attacker, probably still maybe a bit lacking, but can get some fights done. Overall, for Battlegrounds, this is what we're referring to. I think he's still really good as a defender. If he was rank 5, for sure he gets a slot in my deck, as he's such a tanky champion. The other thing for questing, I felt like he definitely shines in the questing department. As a rank 5, whether difficult content comes like in the next couple of months, which I assume there will be, maybe we add him to the deck. He does become a good counter for a lot of evade champions, a lot of nodes that may apply damage, horsemaning some of my other champions, but I feel like at a rank 4 he's still good enough. He has the highest prestige out of all my rank 4s, and actually all mutant class, I believe. But attack is why Kitty won me over when it comes to the versus Apocalypse. Now Bishop is awesome as a defender, as an attacker in Battlegrounds. As a questing champion, I don't really use him. I don't see myself using him as much, but he does do some crazy damage. I think he really shines for that burst damage in Battlegrounds, and as much as I love Battlegrounds, if it was for Battlegrounds reasons, I think I would have gone Domino for sure. If that was the reason why I was ranking up this champion, because Domino is just a pain, man, guys. If you see her on your opponent's deck and she's high up there, you're like, oh, that's a sick 200 Domino. I don't want to mess with that. You typically ban her. She gets banned quite often in my account, but sometimes they overlook her and just ban other champions that they find annoying. And guess what? Once we slaughter in defense, she gives that opponent a hard time. I think that would have been my move if it was a focus 100% on Battlegrounds over even Storm and Bishop. Though that would have been my move there to go. Storm just recently ranked her to rank 4, so not much experience at a rank 4 like level and potency of Storm, but she's been performing fairly good, extremely well at a rank 3. So good that I was like, you know what? She needs to go up to rank 4, and I felt the need, especially for this meta. And you're like, hey, this meta, week 3, yes, week 3, she's already won me a couple of matches, and then we're moving into week 4. I hope that she does the same, even as an attacker now. So right now she's working as a defender, but week 4 she's going to be a dual threat. She's going to be an attacker and she's going to be a defender. So that is my kind of like summary on my rank 4s. The middle group from Storm to Bishop would have been specifically for Battlegrounds. The outsides would have been for questing, a little bit of Battlegrounds, and prestige. And I decided to go with what I consider the strongest attacker, more utility, in the fact that in my hands, I would get more time playing this champion, which is Kitty Pryde. I know how to use her, but I don't know how to use her at the best, highest competitive level that she deserves to be used. We're going to be taking her into incursions. I'm going to be boosting her up and focusing on her and Hercules to see how she performs, going up against a rank 4 Hercules side by side. So she can definitely open up my incursions completion, maybe lowering the cost of my units, possibly lowering getting it done a lot faster with rank 5s. But let me know, guys. I am going to be, like I said, ranking this girl up, Kitty Pryde, now with the rank up gem. Ooh, this is a tough one, as my goodness, as you can see, we don't even have catalyst and stuff for this to do this, but here we are. I'm excited for this option. The other, by the way, here, let's do it, and then I will talk about it here in a second. Whew, rank up gem done. 4 to 5 Kitty Pryde. Here she goes. She is also here while it's doing its thing. She is also, let me just show you her signature ability right now. She's sitting at 160, and I have some 6 stones to be able to put into her just to get her up to 6200. So she's naturally at 160. I've not invested any 6 stones into her. The only champions that I've invested 6 stones into are my Domino, and that's it actually for the most part, I think. Oh, an Archangel. I did some 6 stones into Archangel too, but I'm excited that she's finally rank 5. I made a decision. Now the challenge is going to be to play her everywhere that I can, or everywhere that is possible, and use her and just master her even more. There's a list of champions right now that I'm extremely focused on, and you'll know by those champions who they are. A lot of them are brand new rank 4s, and now that we've added Kitty Pryde to rank 5, even though when I took her to rank 4 it wasn't my priority, I wasn't like, oh, I need to learn her, but here we are, definitely at rank 5. I know how to play her, I just don't know how to play her the best, you know. So if you see gameplay, I can get through stuff for sure. It's just that there's other challenging things I also rather learn how to use her, how she performs. She performs really well in Battlegrounds if you know how to do a certain little rotation, know how to work her phasing into some of the damage. So overall, hopefully that becomes a really good system that you're just like, wow, you know, I didn't know she can take on that champion that well. That's really impressive. I think I'm gonna take my Kitty to rank 4 or rank 3, depending on where you're at in content. So my first ever rank 5 Kitty Pryde, we're actually gonna be equipping her, or champion info. We're gonna be looking actually too at what's the best relic for her, because that's gonna be really important, as she's gonna be an attacker of mine. But we're gonna be taking her to 6200, and the reason why investing those 40 stones into her is because of the prestige. We do want to max her out so we can maximize at the highest prestige possible, make sure we get every single little point, even if it's just 1 to 2 points of a difference. Bringing her as my new rank 5 and bringing her at a summoner prestige of 17,000, just crossing over 17,096. So drop a like on the video, guys. I would appreciate it, as this decision, if you were in the streams and you've been there with me, you know it took me quite a long time to actually make, but ultimately extremely happy still with my decision. Let's go ahead and take a look if we have a profile pic to match for Kitty, and if not, we're just gonna take off the dices, which the dices are always lucky. And let's see if there is a Kitty. If there isn't a Kitty, then we'll just remove the profile pic, like I said, the dices that I have. There is no Kitty, so I don't have one. Maybe there was one and I completely passed on it. We'll keep an eye for sure in the future. There is an apocalypse. We'll keep an eye. Or is there a Domino? No, there's no Domino. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. So we'll just throw on the profile pic here for Kitty, and for now, but we're gonna change it, and you'll see why. We'll change that profile pic here coming soon. I don't want her to get banned in Battlegrounds, especially if they haven't seen this video. All right, guys, take care. Like I said, drop a like on the comments, drop a like on the video, leave a comment below. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.